some things set up here on the back end before I head it on. We are at the Wade Oval Lagoon. It is a beautiful, dramatically cloudy day here in Cleveland. The helicopters are making a pretty wide radius. I parked far, and they were with me the whole way. Not that they were with me. Had some foggy, so my microphone might get bumpy here in a minute. I'm gonna fix it a bit. The shoe is loose. So I am streaming on multiple platforms: YouTube, Periscope. Check in with some folks here, so I am messaging while I am walking. Silence.
United will never be divided. People united will never be divided. People united will never be divided. People united will never be divided. The people united will never be divided. The people united will never be divided.
There's a rules of engagement sheet from Black Spring Cleveland coming around to everybody. Please make sure you read over that before today. We are keeping today organized and cohesive. We need you to make sure you look at that document. Please make sure that you look out for people with the orange handkerchiefs around the event today. Those are your marshals. The marshals will be keeping us safe, making sure we are working together. Please make sure you look out for those folks. They are looking out for all of our interests and have been pre-designated by the organizers. We are getting started very shortly as soon as our generator gets started here. Thank you for being patient as we deal with all of the issues coming up today. We deeply appreciate it. Please, if you do not have the rules of engagement sheet, seek it out from someone to your left or right so they can inform you what you need to know before we get started. We will have Sharpies going around soon in case you have not written NLG numbers. NLG numbers will make sure in the event of an arrest you have someone to represent you. That is coming around. It is on the rules of engagement sheet. Please write that on your body if it is not already done.
Abolish the police! 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 Abolish the police!
If you are a marshal who is not checked in at the front here, if you are a marshal who is not checked in the front, I need to take you a handkerchief. If you are a marshal, please come up to the front and see me right now.
Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. What up, people? Cleveland, where you at? They tried to stop y'all from getting up here, but they couldn't. And we here. There's a lot of speakers coming up for you. I ain't nobody right now.
You are somebody. You are somebody.
We are somebody.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna just pass it off to our MC, and we got a ton of great speakers with a ton of great information coming at you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for braving this fascist state just to get here.
Give it up for the brother real quick. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? We're here to make change. We're going to change the world. Believe that. My name is Asia Jones, and I'm a black woman. I'm cisgender, and I need to be defended. I need to be protected. I deserve to be respected. I deserve to be understood. I deserve to be fought for. That's who I am. We're going to get this going. Just a few quick things. There are medics here if you need water. Shout out to Food Not Bonds. They're here. They're part of the hosting coalition that I'm a part of. But we got a few speakers for you. Excuse me. So first off, we're going to start with Akshay, a local community organizer. Please welcome it with love. With love. With love.
What's up, Cleveland? My name is Shay. I'm speaking here today because I went to this university. I grew up with my dad working at this university. And in 2003, a gunman walked in to Case Western to PBL, the one with the funky roof. You can see it from here. My sister was in the basement. My dad was in his office. And on that day, a man named Norman Wallace was murdered. And it wasn't by the police. It was by an Indian man, actually. His name was Biswanath Halder. But I'm here to talk about Norman's life because there were police at Peter B. Lewis building that day in May 2003. There were armed people there they were supposed to be there to protect Norman's life, to be there to protect all of our life, my family's life. And what do they do when there's an armed gunman in a spot? What do they do that always happens? They run the fuck away! And Norman's family, they sued Case Western. They sued them for gross negligence of their son's life. What do you think happened in court? Nothing. They got thrown out faster than you can blink. What I'm here to say is they tell us that we need police for school shootings. They tell us they need police for police in the streets here at night. But this is just all to protect this property. This gentrification, this displacement, this ghettoization of the surrounding areas of this campus. Fuck that. This university, Western Reserve College, was founded, my alma mater, was founded by Owen Brown. He was the father of a man named John Brown. He was an abolitionist. This university was founded on abolition. And where is it today? Complicit. Well, we need to take it back. Take it all back because we know that consent decree PD ain't here for us. We know that armed goons who followed me on this campus where I played pickup soccer for 20 years, they ain't here for us. Fuck that. We gonna take care of each other. Fuck the police. And abolish all of this overlap. UCPD, Case PD, Consent Decree PD, VA PD, I can't go on. They ain't gonna keep us safe. This is what's gonna keep us safe. Thank you all. Please stay safe today. Fuck Trump.
Thank you, brother. Next we have Eileen from Resist Operation Relentless Pursuit and an Operation Legend. Show them love. Show them love.
Hey Cleveland, I am speaking for a group of people called Resist Operation Relentless Pursuit and Operation Legend. These are operations funded by the Justice Department to bring more police, more federal agents, and more surveillance and more militarization to our streets. No, boo. But we know that more policing and more incarceration is not what makes us safe. If that were the case, then we would be living in the safest city, in the safest country on the planet, because we incarcerate more of our citizens than any other country, and in this city we have a higher ratio of police to citizens than most cities in America. We know that what makes us safe is care and money and attention to the things that are missing in our communities, like affordable housing and drug treatment and mental health treatment. So, we asked City Council if they would have a conversation about this, if they would have some public comment about whether Clevelanders want more federal agents in Cleveland, and they would not do it. They went ahead and voted and agreed to take this money to bring more militarized federal agents to our streets. And we say, no more.
When I say no, you say more. No.
More!
No.
More!
When I say no, you say more. No.
More!
No.
More!
All right, now I'm making sure y'all still alive out there. Because we got to stay alive because we got to fight motherfucking Trump. Fuck Trump. Fuck the motherfucking police. There you go. We have a dominant speaker coming up next. We have Kevin from the Cuyahoga County Jail Coalition. Give it up. Show Kevin some love.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming out here. My name is Kevin Ballou. I'm with the Cuyahoga County Jail Coalition. And for those of you that are familiar, 2 years ago, the federal marshals came in and filed a lawsuit against Cuyahoga County Jail as being one of the most inhumane jails in the country, up there with Rikers Island. And in an 11-month span, 9 deaths were at this jail, right? That should tell you that this system is not working. Just a couple weeks ago, there was a death of an inmate at the jail. Most recent death, right? And so now we're here today because we got this asshole in town at this debate. And somebody just mentioned Operation Relentless Pursuit. And so for those of you who know, that's bringing in more federal agents. But there's also something else going on here in Cleveland. There is the building, they're trying to build up a whole new county jail, $300 million that they're playing with right here to build up a new county jail. And you know what that means? So I'm going to tell you, they build up a new county jail, you know what that means? They got to fill it up. And that means they're going to start arresting people left and right. And they got consent decree, so we got to make sure that this shit does not happen. So we got $300 million. They got 12 people making this decision. That's not right. We're the community. We're out here, so we got to make sure we get in this room. That's what we're trying to do with the Jail Coalition, and we're going to make it happen. Because this $300 million could be in the community. I know that it takes healing and education to change people, not punishment, not incarceration. I served 5 years myself, and it took healing. It took programs. It took yoga classes. It took educators coming in to help people, not throwing people in cages. Deprivation of resources drives depravity of reason. And that means that if I take everything from you, what the fuck are you gonna do? So it's time that we give back to the community. And I say that to say everybody out here could get involved. Everybody out here could get involved in changing the way we deal with incarceration here in Cleveland. It doesn't matter what you do, if you're an artist, an educator, you like research, you could get involved. We need more alternatives to incarceration because these motherfuckers are gonna try locking everybody up. You see them out here. You see them out here. They took the megaphone. They're out here just waiting. We got consent decree. We gotta make sure that this jail isn't built. So please come get involved. You can, on social media, follow the Jail Coalition. Reach out to any of the organizers up here. These wonderful people, thank you for coming out. Stay strong.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have Nick from Ohio Youth for Climate Change. Show them love. Thanks, Nick.
Hey, what is up? My name is Nick. I work with an organization called Ohio Youth for Climate Justice. I am trans, I am an anarchist, and I am an anti-fascist, and I'm here to say fuck this state. Part of the work our organization does is focusing on climate justice, specifically environmental racism. I want to talk about an example of that right here in Cleveland that I hope you're all aware about. Now, contextualize this in the presence of this debate. Cleveland has a rate of childhood lead exposure and poisoning on par with Flint, Michigan. Our water's fine. How the fuck did that happen? Well, it happened because we banned lead paint in new buildings, but Cleveland is a redlined city, and our poor neighborhoods don't get investment. We are deliberately poisoning people. And you know who is stopping regulation to make sure that rental properties don't have fucking lead in them? It is the landlords. It's the rich fucks in city council making these laws. They are not here to help us. They are here at the fucking whims of everyone else moving money around in this city. I want you to think about that in the context of this debate. This is the second time in 4 years that Cleveland has brought a major national event to get, I don't know, fucking attention from the national media. And how did they do that? How did they prepare for that event? They didn't fucking fix the houses. They didn't provide fucking food for the homeless people. No! They fucking brought the feds in, they brought the military in, and they decided to clamp down on protests. This is not what a fucking responsive city government that cares about you looks like. They don't give a shit about us. They just want you to shut the fuck up. So shut the fuck up, make some noise. Every fucking dollar they spend on police overtime, on erecting those stupid fucking guard towers you can't look into, is money they're not spending on their community. It is money they are spending abusing us. I want you to think about that and remember there is a debate happening tonight and two oligarchs are walking into a room and neither of them are going to help us. The way forward is to build up our community and resist this shit. Because the government is not going to help us. There are abolitionist orgs in this community doing work. There are organizations building mutual aid networks that are important. We have Jail Coalition. We have Black Spring Cleveland. We have Food Not Bombs doing fucking food drives. So remember that. Build community and resist this fucking place. Jesus Christ.
Thank you, Nick! When I say fuck, you say Trump! Fuck! Trump! Fuck! Trump! When I say fuck, you say Trump! Fuck! Trump! Fuck! Trump! There we go. Next up. We have the president of the Black Lives Matter Cleveland. She is coming up now. Her name is LaTanya Go, please show her love now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sister. Is that coincidental or what? All right, y'all. It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to fight for our freedom. Because America and the Trump administration has continued to show us that black lives don't matter. Just last week, in the case of Breonna Taylor, America showed us yet again black lives don't matter. All across this country, you've heard the cries and demands for justice and police accountability. Demands to divest from police and invest in black communities and communities of color. Calls to change the laws and policies and legislations that make it impossible to prosecute police officers for their actions. Laws such as qualified immunity and policies such as Biden arbitration. These kinds of policies, laws, and clauses are all obstacles to changing the ways in which we begin to hold police officers accountable. Accountable when they shoot a man in the back 7 times, like Jacob Blake. When they put a knee on a man's neck for over 7 minutes, like George Floyd. Or when they roll up on a kid in the park, like 12-year-old Tamir Rice. Or when they unload 137 shots into the bodies of Timothy Russell and Melissa Williams. Even when an off-duty officer fires into a moving vehicle and shoots the driver in the head, like 22-year-old Desmond Franklin. Right here in Cleveland, we have over 91 families impacted by police violence that resulted in the death of their loved ones. Not one of the officers in those murders have been charged or convicted. Yet we see these candidates come in and out of our cities pleading for the black vote, making promises that they never intend to keep. They get into office and show us how they really feel about black lives when they create policies and laws that protect property over people. Laws that continue to disenfranchise, marginalize, and over-police black communities and black bodies. Today we say enough is enough. Enough is enough. We are no longer accepting broken promises and small gestures of symbolism of solidarity. We demand real changes to the ways in which we see policing in America. We demand accountability for the acts of violence perpetuated against African Americans and their communities by law enforcement and white vigilantes who operate within the structures of white supremacy. We demand a divesting from police state-sanctioned violence and an investing in communities of care by restoring access to jobs and living wages, by improving our educational system, giving students the opportunity to succeed alongside their white counterparts, investing in mental health treatment and drug treatment services and facilities, creating more opportunities for black home ownership and business growth. This is what thriving communities look like. So we have to get out and vote. I encourage that we continue to hold our elected officials accountable for the office that they chose to represent and serve. This means research your candidates. No more can we vote down the ballot just because this is our ticket, our party affiliated. We can no longer continue to take our vote for granted. We have to be conscious about our vote. The time has come and the moment is now. 2020 has been a year like no other we have experienced in our lifetime. If we live to tell the story of how we survived COVID in 2020, I hope the story that we tell is about how people across this country rose up in love, unity, and respect for one another, and voted out the worst president in American history. Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Thank you. All right. Next we have Alana Garrett Ferguson from New Voices for Reproductive Justice and Defend Black Women. Give it up. Show my sister some love.
Thank you, thank you. Today it was just released that University Circle Police Department, that they issue more traffic citations amongst Black people than they do anyone else. We now know that Cleveland Clinic Police Department has about 153 officers. Last night, our city council decided to enter into another memorandum of understanding with Cleveland Clinic and Case police officers. They designated a predominantly Black neighborhood, mostly the Huff community, as a restricted area. They delivered a map that they did not release to the public, and they did not tell the rest of the public that that area was restricted until this morning. They made a secret vote. And 13 out of the 15 actually voted to approve this last night. We're here tonight because this isn't even just about the federal election. This is about locally. This is about our own city council that has decided to designate Blackness with violence. They've decided that Black people are so violent that we have to invest in police, enter into agreements with federal agents, hire more cops into our communities. We have to set up barricades. We have to set up obstacles for people in our community for a week because of a presidential debate. And we're not seeing this in other areas. We're seeing this in the Black community. In a city with a city council that is also Black. We have over 10 police departments that touch the city of Cleveland. 10. This is not just about defunding Cleveland Police Department. Defund all of them. Defund the transit police. Defund the hospitals. We have suffered another death in our county jail. The 11th death, a Black trans woman. We are suffering in our communities. We have a digital divide that most of our children during the national pandemic do not have the access that they need to finish out the school year. But instead, the people who we are elected, even locally, have decided that Blackness is evil, that Blackness is violent. And we know that's not true. We know that when we are given the resources that we need to invest in our communities, to make sure that we have access to health care, we have actual jobs that pay a living wage, that we have access to education, that we have access to clean water, and not living in a community that they actually allow companies and industries to come in, do illegal dumping, and pollute our air. We know that when we have those resources, we are able to be safe and be in a thriving community. But instead, that is not what they are doing. Less than a week ago, we saw a Black woman not receive justice, even though she was an essential worker during the pandemic. But yet, the media and everyone else spins the narrative that Black women are saving the day. We are saving politics. We are saving the Democratic Party. Who's saving us? No longer will you utilize Black brilliance, whether it's the brilliance of Black women, Black men, Black trans folks, and non-binary folks. You will not utilize our brilliance only to turn around and watch us die systems that are invested in destroying us. Black women are more than our labor. We are more than what we can provide for this country. We will no longer be the mammy of this country and allow white supremacy to nurse off our breasts. While our babies and our people are dying and theirs are thriving. No longer will we allow that. Yeah, we will vote, but we will also run for elections and leave this country. Because obviously they can't do it. We are not going to keep standing on the sidelines. We have what it takes. We are done. And we are done allowing them to make us feel hopeless, to make us feel powerless. We are very powerful. You will not kill us. You can't kill a spirit and you can't kill a movement. We are done dying. Understanding you do not have it to take away from us. Because even when one of us is killed, 100 more are rising up. We are not hopeless. We are very powerful. We will demand justice. We will rule this nation. Because obviously they don't. We're not going to keep allowing them to make us feel this way. We have all the tools that we need as a black people. We will be fearless. We're not going to allow them to intimidate us in our own communities, to try to separate us on basis of religion and gender. We're not allowing that. We are united people as black people. And we will protect and love each other. We are united. We know who we are. So I don't want anyone to leave here tonight and feel scared or afraid. Understand that you have courage. That there is a spirit that is guiding you and protecting you that is way more powerful than any of the principalities, anything that white supremacy can do to us. There's another spirit that is guiding us. And you can't kill us. Thank you.
For those of you who are just getting here, my name is Asia Jones, and I am a black woman who deserves to be protected. I am a black woman who deserves to be loved. I am a black woman who deserves to be defended. I am a black woman who deserves to be alive. They will not kill me. They will not kill us. All lives will not matter until Black Lives Matter. You understand me? All Black Lives Matter. That's for my LGBTQ family, my binary folks, my trans. All right. Next we have Molly from the, one second, Communist Party. Give it up for Molly. Thank you, Molly.
What do we want? When do we want it? If we don't get it, if we don't get it, if we don't get it, what do we want? When do we want it? If Tamir don't get it, if Tamir don't get it, if Tamir don't get it. Thank you all so much for coming out today for justice. Raise your hand if you got radicalized because of the murder of Tamir Rice. Yes, there are so many of us who got radicalized because of that, and I know that was a turning point in my life, and I want to give a shout out to his mother, Samaria Rice. Can we give a round of applause for all the work that she is doing to preserve his legacy? So it was a turning point in my life, but I had been
been radicalized when I was born. I'm a communist. I was born and raised by communists. I'm a third generation communist. And I just want to say that the Communist Party was founded by people from Cleveland. Charles Ruthenberg, I have his middle name. My middle name is based on his name. Ruth is my middle name. They're from Cleveland. So we have a long legacy in this city. I am 6th generation in this city. So I just want to say that because, you know, there's a rhetoric that communists are outsiders. But the Red Scare is over, isn't it? We got anarchists here today. We got socialists here today. We got DSA. Shout out for DSA and all the work that you all have done. The Red Scare is over. So as a representative of the Communist Party, I just want to tell everybody that, you know, you already know, but Trump is a fascist threat, y'all. Like, I mean, this is a march towards fascism in our country. He is making protests so freaking difficult. I mean, thank you all for getting here, but this is insane. I mean, he is threatening sedition charges. He is threatening extrajudicial killings of protesters. Yes, he is, yes. We have to get him out of here, and it's not just him, right? It is a long journey to get to this place, and a lot of it has to do with because of the betrayal of the Democratic Party. That's right. So Tamir Rice would have been 18 this year. He would have voted this year. So that means that we have to vote in his name. We will vote for Tamir. So what is fascism? You know, fascism is a little bit different than what we have today. You know, a lot of times people say we already live in fascism, but like fascism is like, you know, the police coming in here and rounding up all thousands of us and putting us into a sports stadium and just summarily executing us. That's what happened in Chile in 1973 after the US-backed coup, after a socialist won the presidency. And we cannot let it get to that point. We cannot be intimidated right now, and we have to stop it from moving any further than it is already. Another thing about fascism is that they're making structural changes to our government. You know, for example, they have completely gutted the EPA so that, you know, the EPA basically allows now coal plants to dump toxic waste in our drinking water. That is legal now, like literally legal. The DOJ is now the personal legal counsel for Donald Trump. William Barr is intervening on a rape case against him. I mean, that is not the role of the DOJ. The DOJ is supposed to be enforcing the consent decree and keeping these killer cops off the street, and they're not doing that, are they? So what do we need to do? I mean, we're doing it right now. This is what we need to do. We need to build coalitions of working class people to defeat fascism. Okay, we need to build this movement. We need more people. I mean, who here is part of the union movement? Who's a union organizer here? We need more of you here, okay? We need to build that. And who here is unemployed or been unemployed by the coronavirus pandemic? Yeah, okay, we need y'all to get organized. There is so much we can do, and we can do that. We just gotta stay in this together. We can't give up. So there's one more thing I just want to say. I think I lost it. Man, this is kind of hard to public speak. Woo! You know, let's just pass it. I thank you all so much. Thank you. Let's keep it going.
Good job, Molly. Next, we have two representatives from Black Spring, Cleveland, Josiah and Rocks. Show them love, please.
Thank you all so much for coming out today. Make some noise for yourselves. There's a debate going on down the street. They're trying to have a debate, but in all honesty, there is no debate. There's no debate to be had. We can do better. We must do better. What we are looking at is two choices that we do not want to make. And black people have been making choices that they don't want to make for too damn long. We should not have to choose whether to have dilapidated housing and abject poverty or gentrification. We should not have to choose whether to pay for food or to pay for health care. We should not have to choose whether to remain victims of domestic violence or invite state violence into our homes. I am with an organization called Black Spring Cleveland, and what our aim is to create alternatives, to give people better choices, better options. We're going to be in the streets. We are going to be getting information from people, asking questions, listening, so that we can turn the few police officers stationed in schools sitting on their asses all day into nurses and guidance counselors. So that we can turn the RTA police who arrest and abuse people who do not have the money that it takes to get from one place to another, or the homeless person who has paid their daily fare and is just trying to pass the time and instead is abused by officers of the state. Instead, perhaps have a civil ambassador who can put these people in touch with the services that they need. We know what we need. They clearly do not. It was very clear statement when they expanded the zone today to encompass this exact spot the day before we came here. It was also very interesting that they banned just about every object on the face of the planet except for guns. They would like to silence our voices, but not silence their gun barrels. We need a better choice than that. So I call on all of you, all of these organizers behind us, to continue in this coalition building, continue in this work, continue disrupting, continue having conversations until we win this day. And that is November 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. We ain't going nowhere.
How y'all doing? Mine's a little bit different. Because I have a question for you. A couple questions. Okay. Who am I? I would say I'm an artist. I would say that I'm a romantic and that I love with dedication and compassion. I would say that I'm black and I'm trans. And I love my communities even if it took me far too long to find them. But that's not what they would say. Not the police who terrorize our neighborhoods, or this administration that feeds our bodies to a dying economy to keep themselves rich and powerful. To them, who am I? I'm Tony McDade. I'm another black body, and even worse, a deviant one. A broken one. Unprofitable in every way. One that will be better off erased from the earth. I'm waste. I'm Saturday afternoon and more paperwork than my cooling corpse is worth. I am nothing. They would tell you the same. They tell you that you're criminals, that you're too violent and dangerous to deserve to live in a decent society. So you're better off where at least they can make some money off of you and spend your life in a cage. They say that you're too stupid to choose your own leaders, so you don't deserve your one vote that they so graciously gave you. And that you're not worth their time, the care, even the thought to keep you healthy, even as our friends and families die of a sickness that they allowed into our homes. You're too black or too queer or too poor to decide such important things. So they just choose for you. It's for your own good, you see. You should be grateful, because how could you possibly know what you want? They would choose who you are, what you are, before you even know how to ask the question. And if you stand up, if you demand to be seen, to yell and scream and force them to hear, they'll beat you bloody or lock you up until you remember that choice isn't yours. Or they'll take that choice away from you forever. You take what they allow you to have, and that's all you have, because you're nothing. But this is something. You must be something, or else they wouldn't be so scared of you. Because you hurt, you feel rage, you have families, hobbies, passions, and dreams. They would make you believe you never had a choice to be that something. But you've been choosing your whole life. Because no matter how we discuss them, how we enrage them, how we scare them, they will never get to decide that ever again. That's what you're telling them now, with that voice they tried so hard to choke. A voice that is echoed by every single person around you. Because we are black, because we are trans, because we are women, because we are disabled. And we are a people who are so much more than they can ever control or put down. So show them who we really are and make them never forget it.
Thank you so much. Next we have up Chrissy Stonebreaker Martinez from the Interreligious Task Force on Central America. She has a guest with her.
Thank you.
Love you, Chrissy!
Love you too. Do you believe that there will be a peaceful transfer of power? Which side are you on? I'm Chrissy Stonebreaker Martinez. I'm a descendant of Embera peoples from Colombia, and I'm the product of the longest civil war in this hemisphere. This democracy hasn't represented all of us since its founding. It was built on stolen land by stolen bodies. We are standing on Iroquois, Algonquin, and Siouan-speaking lands, and hundreds of tribes and nations have called this place their home, and indigenous peoples still exist. We still live here. This democracy is built on a house of cards, but we want a true, representative, participatory democracy, one that we have never seen in the world before. And we need coalition. Y'all, I am so proud of this coalition. This coalition is multi. This coalition loves and supports each other. This coalition has learned how to defend each other, and each time we take a stand, each time we make our voice heard, we are practicing that. It is a discipline. We don't need unity, we need community. We need a recognition of the dignity of all creation, and we need to stop extracting from our bodies the same way that we extract from this land. We are in the poorest major city in this country. We are once again front and center ahead of another crucial turning point for human rights. Our city council doesn't even allow public comment. Our city council just announced its third appointment in 2 years, granting people, or denying people rather, the opportunity to vote for who represents them. Our children suffer lead poisoning at rates higher than Flint, Michigan. Our infant and maternal mortality rates mirror that of Honduras, where I have been accompanying human rights defenders for the last 10 years. You know what those human rights defenders have been suffering? Those land and water protectors, they have been severely repressed. They've suffered a military and electoral coup in the last 10 years. And at times have been assassinated by the state and paramilitary forces seeking to put people behind profits. That's not okay. If any one of us dies because of this fight, may we be a seed. I am terrified of you not getting your friends and your family members out in the streets with you. If we do not resist, we face losing everything. In 2016, we were front and center because our communities hosted the RNC. During this time, many community members could not predict the rise in fascism that we faced. They were content to mock or ignore the overt and covert ways racism, militarism, sexism, materialism, extractivism continue to suffocate grassroots peoples and communities. Now we are front and center again as the site of the first quote-unquote presidential debate, but we know that there is nothing democratic, distinguished, or dignified about voter suppression, starvation, or violence of any kind. My organization has been fighting U.S. state-sponsored violence since 2 women from Cleveland, including one alumna of this institution, Jean Donovan, was murdered by people who are trained and funded in the United States at the School of the Americas, Western Hemisphere Institute for Security Cooperation. Woo! Jean Donovan, case alumna, presente. I am reminded of the words of now Saint Oscar Romero, then Bishop of the Catholic Church of El Salvador, on the day before his assassination by U.S. trained and funded forces, where he commanded El Salvador soldiers to disobey the orders of their superiors. I would like to make a special appeal to the men of the Army, and specifically to the ranks of the National Guard, the police, and the military. Brothers, you come from your own people. You are killing your own sibling peasants when you order when any human orders to kill. We must be subordinate to the law of creation, of humanity, that says, thou shalt not kill. Then he went on and he said, in the name of God, in the name of the suffering people whose cries rise to heaven more loudly each day, I implore you, I beg you, I order you in the name of God to stop the repression. So I end with this. We beg you, We implore you. We beseech you. Stop the repression. Stop the violence. Join us in creating communities of care. Join us in celebration of creation. Join us in celebration of liberation. Join us and learn to support and love each other. We need you now more than ever. I need you now more than ever.
Hello, how y'all doing? Ooh, there's a lot of y'all in here. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Y'all can do better than that. How y'all doing? Alright, my name's Sarah Mason. I'm from Canton, Ohio. How y'all doing? I just want to say I'm really proud of Cleveland. I know I can see people from Columbus. I got people from Akron. We got people all over the place. All over the place. The state is coming together. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I just want to kind of follow back on what she was talking about with the indigenous thing. I swear to y'all, if it ain't being black, it's being Native American. If it ain't being that, it's being Hispanic or Latino. And if it ain't being that, it's being poor. And let me tell you one thing, I'm all of those things, all at once. But I'll tell you what they don't talk about, how I'm white too. They don't see that though. They don't get that part. I'm too colored to even claim that, right? What about us multiracial people? Because we matter too. What she said back there about all Black lives matter, that includes us too. That includes our trans lives. That includes our women. That includes our children. That includes all of our Black lives. We all deserve to live. We do. I just want to say something about protesting. And I'm going to look at you specifically because you know exactly what I'm about to touch on. I was arrested, last month? Was it last month? In Columbus. I was arrested a few weeks ago at my house. I was arrested about 5 to 6 days ago in Louisville, Kentucky. All for protesting. All for upholding my First Amendment right. So when I tell you thank you for being here, I really mean that from the bottom of my heart, because there's many times where I have not been able to be on the front lines. And they think because I'm an organizer, I'm a leader, or just because people listen to my voice, that it's gonna stop. But what they don't realize is that I have an army of people behind me and I'm looking at them. And they can cite me, they can arrest me, they can beat me, they can strip me from everything on my back. But one thing they cannot take from me is my spirit and my knowledge. So when I tell you, please do me a favor and actually forget about me, because it's not about me, it's about the next generation. So do my daughter a favor. Take care of yourself so that you can be out here. Please. Because you have to be able to be whole to be out here. Because this is not a game. We are talking about life and death. We are talking about my daughter's future. If you have nothing to fight for, my daughter should be enough. She's 15 months old. She did not ask to be here. And she is enough. So when I tell you, please take care of you. Take care of you. Because I can't stand here if Sierra's not okay. I can't be here if I'm not okay. You can't be here if all your ducks aren't in line, if you're not okay. So with all the chaos in the world going on, take a moment and step back and say, what do I need? Because that's important too. You as an individual are important. We're out here fighting for everybody else's lives, but we need to fight for ourselves too. We have to. On that note, thank you so much. Black Lives Matter.
Thank you so much. Next we have up Nubia from Black Queer Intersectional Collective. Please show them love as they come.
Hey up. My name is Nubia, and I am here to tell you from my very black, very gay, very trans existence that I'm fucking tired. I'm here today with my group, Black, Queer, and Intersectional Collective, or BQUIC for short. We are a grassroots organization based out of Central Columbus, and we work exclusively for Black liberation of queer, trans, and intersex folks. Hell yeah. I am the product of NYPD's judicial system. I am a product of the place that created the Central Park Five. I'm a product of the place that allowed what happened to Art Garner to happen. And I thought the only place scarier for me was maybe LA, I don't know. And then I moved to Central Ohio and learned that our police force is out here harassing homeless people, the sex workers, Black folks, so much so that the FBI showed up at some point and had to disband units in the city I currently live in. Do you have any idea how bad things have to get for one pig to tell another pig to stop? So I'm out here today to tell you, to have a conversation with y'all about the fact that this system, it doesn't work for us. It doesn't exist for us. The only way out of here is out. I'm speaking to and from exclusively Black people. Our ancestors were never asking for Black slave catchers, never. My ancestors, they were asking for freedom. They were demanding freedom. They were calling for complete abolition. They were not asking for reform. I am here to tell you today that abolition is our love. Abolition is our way out. Abolition does not involve throwing people in cages or starving them, keeping them from their families. It involves healing each other. It involves listening to one another. It involves looking at your neighbors, at the person down the street, at the person in your school, at your best friend, and being there for them however they need that, so that they don't go out and hurt nobody, because hurt people hurt people. That's how we got here. So on behalf of BQUIC, I'd like to make y'all aware of our recent list of demands, the 12 to abolish 12. It has a list of expectations we want to take toward true abolition. It calls for the defunding of the police, obviously. It calls for the abolition of ICE. It calls for getting police out of our public institutions. And I'm proud to stand here and say that with the help of one of our orgs back home, CPDI to CCS, the Columbus City Schools have successfully gotten cops out of their buildings. This is not unrealistic. We can do this. My name is Nubia, and I am standing here from my Black, very gay, very trans, non-thin existence to beg y'all to keep going. I'm begging you on behalf of me. I'm begging you on behalf of my brother, who's a little Black boy. I'm begging you on behalf of Black women, because we don't do enough for them at all. And I think that's my time, so thank you.
As the sun begins to go down, I have a few words to say before we get into our last two speakers. How y'all doing? When I say fuck, you say Trump. Fuck. Trump. Fuck. Trump. When I say fuck, you say Trump. Fuck. Trump. Fuck. Trump. I need to make sure y'all still good. Okay? And just a quick reminder, all lives will not matter. All lives will not matter. And all Black lives matter. I need you to understand that. I'm going to continue to say that. Before we get into our last two speakers, the energy is very high. The energy is very love. The energy is very positive, very peaceful, very vibrant. So we're going to march. We're going to march. Yes, we are. We're going to march. We're going to march for Black lives. We're going to march for Tamir. We're going to march for Brianna. We're going to march for George. We're going to march for Layla. We're going to do that. So before I call up these last two speakers, I just want to acknowledge all of the organizations that put this together today. Black Spring Cleveland, Defend Black Women, Black Lives Matter, Sunrise Cleveland, Sunrise of Case Western Reserve University. Oh, I got so many more. Shout them out. Safer Height. IRTS, keep them coming. Yes. Be quick, all of that. You for being here tonight. When I say fuck, you say Trump. Fuck. Fuck. When I say fuck, you say Trump. Fuck. Fuck. All right. So now we have Chris. The healing space. Shout out to the healing space. Shout out to the healing space. With all that's going on, everything, we need healing from this. I've been on the front line of this racial pandemic since before May, since I was born. You understand me? We all need healing from this.
I'm gonna have to take a short stream break here while I find a place to liquidate. That sounds good.
I'm loving the energy that we're putting out tonight. Now then, we got any students from Case over here? Give me some noise! I love you all! Now then, I know what I'm going to say here a little bit different. The time's been going. I apologize if the time's taking, but I've got to step. Because I got to talk about another institution that has been complicit in the racism against black and brown lives. And that is Case Western Reserve University. For 4 years, I have attended Case Western Reserve University. And for 4 years, I have seen this university commit unforgivable atrocities, making excuses for why it continues to invest part of its billion-dollar endowment into fossil fuels, making excuses for keeping Chuck Fowler, former director of a fracking sand company, on its board of trustees, making excuses for profiting off the industry that exacerbated the wildfires in the west and the hurricanes in the south, taking young black and brown kids off their field, refusal to change the campus-wide idea that East Cleveland is a dangerous place, reinforcing deeply held racism, covering up hundreds of accounts of rape and sexual abuse, protecting abusers and youth life and faculty, and waging war against the EWRU survivors Instagram, where victims are sharing the stories that the university shames them for. As university president, Barbara Snyder prepared for me for position. The university sees everyone to honor her legacy. However, I refuse to honor a person who willingly contributes to the climate crisis and spent more time criminalizing the surrounding neighborhood than dealing with the rampant sexual assault on campus. Now is the time for students to rise up against this injustice.
I'll be